Hello, friends. They say that the best gifts for a mother is the opportunity to raise her children, hug them every night before going to bed, and kiss them in the morning before they go to school. But unfortunately, not everyone can experience such simple joys of motherhood. There is a mother who's forced to look at the world from behind a glass wall, watching the lives of her family members like a reality show, unable to even touch them. Juana Muñez from Cadiz, Spain, lives in self-imposed isolation, mere centimeters away from her family, whom she can neither hug nor kiss. The truth is that if the woman leaves her shelter, she will quickly die a painful death. Her children and husband spend several days in difficult preparation in order to get a chance to simply touch the woman they all love once every couple of years. And friends, that's how they've been living for 13 years already. The life of the woman who had just become a young mother changed tragically 29 years ago. That year, her husband planted a new kind of potato in their small garden, and when Juana began to weed the beds, she got a severe allergic reaction. By the time she got to the hospital, she looked nothing like herself. Her body was swollen all over, and she was in terrible pain. Doctors managed to save her with the help of corticosteroids and other potent drugs. But unfortunately, from that day on, Juana became very susceptible to all kinds of chemically active substances, and severe allergies became a part of her everyday life. As it turned out later, the potatoes were treated with the new pesticide, which was banned for use a couple of years later. It may be hard to believe, but the total number of victims is unknown, as well as the cause of such a reaction and even the name of the manufacturer of the pesticide. Thus, the real scale of the problem is still unknown. Juana Muñez was offered to launch an investigation and file a lawsuit. But what would that change? The fact would still remain. The once cheerful woman and loving mother is now forced to live in captivity until the end of her days. Only after several years of medical exams did Juana finally get diagnosed, or to be more precise, got sentenced. It turned out that the 40-year-old woman had multiple chemical sensitivity, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, and electrical sensitivity. That is, every second of her existence is now filled with pain, and she could only live without risk in a neutral, sterile environment. Unfortunately, the doctors concluded that medicine was powerless in Juana's case, and the only way for her to survive was to live her life in isolation. The Muñez family had no choice but to accept this fact, after which Juana's husband built a 25-square-meter shelter isolated from the outside world, where Juana has been living for the past 13 years of her so-called life. Any chemical, even the scent of flowers, can cause the woman to have a severe reaction, and the sun, rain, and breeze have become synonymous with the word pain for Juana. Her husband grows special organic vegetables without using an ounce of fertilizer for her, and he also buys meat twice a month from a vetted producer. Meanwhile, Juana gets to look through the glass walls at her favorite garden, but she's not allowed to touch the plants. Even the clothes she's wearing must only be a natural cotton, and any item she uses has to be ceramic. Once every few years, Juana needs to be taken to the hospital for a routine checkup according to the special protocol. And each time, it is a life-threatening undertaking because the car can't be entirely sterilized. Before this event, her husband and children sit on a special diet for several days, cleanse their bodies, and wash their clothes. They do it all to be able to come into a sterile room and simply hug their beloved wife and mother without risking to harm her. This is the only time when the mother can touch her children, because after that, she will have to wait for such a moment for several more years, and it is truly heartbreaking. Juana recently found out that she will soon become a grandma. The woman was very happy, but she's still not willing to lie to herself, so she knows full well that she won't be able to hold her grandchild. The woman couldn't even attend her children's weddings. The truth is, the woman is still missing every important event in her life for the past 13 years. According to Juana, the only reason she still goes on living like this is to continue the fight against this terrible disease in order to help other people. Thus, she even agreed to participate in a study of a special breathing mask for people who suffer from allergies. She even got to take a short walk in the garden for the first time in 10 years. And she even got to hug her mother, who lost all hope of ever being able to do this again. The case of Juana Muñez is one of a kind, and it's hard to even imagine how awful living like that must be. Muscle pain, asphyxia, skin ulcers, and fatigue are all part of Juana's daily life, but every day she manages to find the strength to continue the fight. She continues the fight, and deep down in her soul, she hopes that modern technology will eventually find a cure for her illness, and she will finally be able to go out of her prison and hug her loved ones as much as she wants. Friends, take care of your family, appreciate what you have, and try to enjoy every day of your life. After all, time is one of the most valuable resources. Well, that's all for today. Share your thoughts in the comments, like the video, and see you soon. Bye.